AlphaACT Fire places the experience of veterans into the hands of users through complex fireground scenarios. Based on the decision-making approach most often used by experienced crisis managers, AlphaACT Fire employs artificial intelligence, called a pattern recognition engine, graphical user interfaces, and a database of scenarios to teach users how to recognize and apply past experiences, their own and those of others, to rapidly changing crisis conditions. Before a firefighter begins training in AlphaACT Fire, they are able to choose the scenario they wish to play on the Scenario Select page. Scenarios are split into segments, each of which focuses on a certain decision point and corresponding learning objectives. The student can either work through the segments in series, or treat each one as its own independent training session.
Box 1209 on 5 Charlie for a house fire, 15492 Marsh Overlook Drive, cross street of Herring Way, wagon 512, engine 5.
The dispatch page provides initial information on the event that the firefighter is responding to. The information is given in both audio and text formats. Also available are the resources that will be responding to this event. The en route page represents the time spent between the dispatch call and arrival of the first unit on scene. Firefighters receive more information that gives them a better idea of what the conditions might look like when they arrive on scene. After 30 seconds, the firefighter is automatically moved forward to the next page in the system. AlphaACT Fire uses a formal, 6-step process of decision-making based on the recognition primed decision model. Characterize is the first step in the 6-step process. This page is a rapid on-scene size-up similar to an initial on-scene report. The firefighter sees the incident scene and is asked several questions to help size up the situation and diagnose the severity of the event. The firefighter is given incident updates in textual and audio format to help answer the questions. These incident updates can be paused by clicking Stand By, repeated by clicking Repeat, or acknowledged by clicking Copy. To receive the next incident update, the current update must be acknowledged. Before moving to Recognize, the firefighter declares both a command mode and a strategic mode. Recognize is the second step in the decision training process. On this page, the firefighter conducts a 360-degree size-up to get a better idea of exactly what's happening in the incident. They receive incident updates in a similar fashion to Characterize. As they view different sides of the house, the firefighter marks things they think are significant to the event. For example, fire in the attic. They do this by clicking on the screen, typing in the text box provided, then clicking Submit. In the panel on the right-hand side of the page are suggestions given by the pattern recognition engine of the next best thing to look for based on what the firefighter has already marked as important. All of the significant indicators are in list form at the top of this panel. As the firefighter continues to mark significant factors, the pattern recognition engine will bring back cases from history that are similar to what the firefighter is seeing on the screen. These cases can be viewed at the bottom of the page. The cases include information on life hazards, construction, smoke conditions, and a brief timeline of the event. After a set amount of time, a prompt will appear serving to aid the firefighter as they consider the cases at the bottom of the page and eventually build their action plan. Once they feel they have a good enough selection of cases, the firefighter will click Analyze to move to the next step in the decision training process. During the third step, the firefighter takes a closer look at the 3 cases from history that the pattern recognition engine has identified are close to the inputs from the previous page. More in-depth information is available, including a list of strategies and tactics used, a more detailed account of the timeline, and lessons learned. After reviewing all 3 cases, the firefighter chooses the case they think is best by clicking on the radio button next to the case title. they click Customize to move to the next step. During Customize, the firefighter builds an action plan. With the case from history available below, they can make lessons learned, lessons applied. A list of strategies and tactics are available to choose from in the panel on the right-hand side of the screen. Once the firefighter is happy with the course of action they have detailed, they move on to Dramatize by clicking the button at the lower right-hand side of the page. In the Dramatize step, the firefighter rehearses the action plan developed on Customize. They are asked to detail where each tactic should be executed. With the Assign Resources link, the firefighter sets up their incident command structure and assigns specific resources to each tactic. Here, they have the opportunity to add notes next to each assignment to detail any special instructions. Once all of the tactics have been rehearsed, the firefighter will move to Utilize. The final step in the decision training process is Utilize. Here, action plans are put into play. The firefighter will see a recap of the action plan they rehearsed on Dramatize. In the lower half of the page, the firefighter is asked a tactical question about the scenario called a situational judgment test. Given several courses of action, the firefighter is asked to rank each action's effectiveness in response to the incident. After rating each action and clicking Submit, they will see the answers as ranked by a subject matter expert. When the firefighter has finished reviewing the situational judgment test and answers, they move forward to session feedback to receive feedback and a score on their play through the system. The session feedback page gives 3 primary types of information: how the firefighter did on the situational judgment test question from the previous step, how they did progressing through each step in the decision process, and feedback directly related to their performance with regards to tactical thinking, self-development, job knowledge, and adaptability. Once done reviewing feedback, the firefighter can continue to the next part of the scenario, or, if they've completed training for the time, exit the system. The scenario transition page serves to transition from one part of a scenario to the next. On this page, firefighters get a summary of what happened, a summary of the outcome of that decision point, and then is immediately transitioned to the next simulation and cycled back through the decision training process.